Hello guys, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If you're coming across my face or this channel for the very first time, my name is FaithOjone, and on this channel I talk about the UK immigration. I share my life experience here in the UK, and I also share job opportunities in the UK. But now I mostly do it on my Instagram page. If you've not been following me on Instagram, what are you waiting for? Head to Instagram at FaithOjone and follow me so you can be seeing job postings. Okay, so guys, in today's video I brought an amazing guest in the building to come talk to you guys about migrating to Canada. If this is something you like to see, then watch this video till the end so that you do not miss any piece of information. Without saying so much, guys, let's head right into the video. So I saw this amazing lady's video on YouTube about migrating to Canada, and I'm like, okay, some of you guys have been asking me how can I migrate to Canada, and since I'm living in the UK, I don't know so much about Canada immigration. So I decided to invite her over to my channel to talk to you guys about migrating to Canada. So she's here to talk to you guys about how you can migrate to Canada. So her name is Bibas, and on YouTube she's known as Bibas Canadian's Journey. I'll be linking her page in my description box below, and also I will tag her to this video so you can go to her page and watch all the videos about migrating to Canada so you have all the information. Anyway, let me just let her introduce herself.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi Faith, thank you so much for having me. My name is Bibas. I have a YouTube channel called Bibas Canadian Journey. I'm also on Instagram, same name. And I just talk about life in Canada. I live in Nova Scotia, a very tiny province. And I also share free advice and recommendations to people on how they can move to Canada. Just using my family's example, we moved in 2019, and yes, and it's a fun channel, so Bibas Canadian Journey.
I've been saying UK and Canada, like, who is going to grab all the talented individuals? So it's as if the UK and Canada, they are having competition. If this one releases a visa tomorrow, this one. So I've been hearing that Canada is creating different routes for people to migrate to Canada, the same way the UK is also doing. So since you are competing, I decided to bring you on this channel so you know, come and tell us the latest. I know I've seen a lot of video migrate to Canada, this one how you can move to Canada, but I spoke to you on Instagram and you told me there is one particular special visa route you can move to to Canada with. First, before we go into the main topic, tell me, what is Canada like?
Canada is very big, first of all, very, very huge. My family and I, we live in a small province called Nova Scotia. There's about 1 million people in Nova Scotia, so it's a very small province in Atlantic Canada. We've also gone to New Brunswick, PEI, but we haven't been to the big provinces like Ontario and BC. But honestly, first of all, Canada is very cold. It's extremely cold. I lived in Scotland before, and the cold there is children's play. Canada is extremely cold. In fact, right now it's snowing, cats and dogs are outside. But the people are very, very friendly. I think that's one of the things I can honestly say about Canada is the people are very welcoming. It's one of the most diverse countries ever. I go to church and I meet someone, I'm like, hey, where are you from? They'll tell me like Eritrea, and I'm like, hey, where's that on the map? People from all over the world are here because Canada is very migrant friendly. So yes, it's cold, but the people are very, very friendly.
That's good to know, because the UK, the people are just, they're blowing hot and cold. You don't even know if they like you or they don't. They are just two-faced. So honestly, I can't wait to visit Canada.
What is the latest immigration routes to Canada in 2022?
So I won't say it's new, but it's for 2022. There's one stream that everybody should be looking at. So just to give a context, most people that relocate to Canada as immigrants, they come via what Canada calls the skilled worker route, or the skilled worker stream. And as the name implies, you have to have a certain skill to migrate. There's some certain criteria, but you have to have at least 12 months of either skilled trade, so you can be a plumber or a carpenter or a mason, or be a skilled worker. So if you do like the normal 9 to 5 jobs, if you're a teacher or an accountant, and you meet the language exams and you have the educational qualifications, then you can think of migrating to Canada as a skilled worker. Now, under the skilled worker route, there's the one that has become really popular, and for 2022 a lot of people should take advantage of this. It's called the Provisional Nomination Program, PNP for short. Now what happens is that in Canada, the states are called provinces. So I'm in a province called Nova Scotia. There's Ontario, that's a province. There's BC, that's a province. What happens is that each province has a skill or skills that they are in need of. So for instance, the province I'm in, Nova Scotia, we're in need of early childhood educators. We're in need of healthcare workers like the UK, nurses in particular. If you go to BC, that's a tech province. They're in need of all these tech people, cybersecurity, software development, So each province has their own unique, different needs, and they need to fill these, these needs. If not, the provinces are going to suffer. So what happens is that each province has now set their own criteria for their Provisional Nomination Program, PNP. Right. Now, what you have to do if you're thinking of coming and you meet the other criteria, you meet the language, you need to write the IELTS or the French exam. Canada is bilingual, so you need to take that IELTS exam. You need to write it. I wrote it 3 times. You need to write it. You need to have some skilled work experience, at least 12 months. Now, if you meet all this criteria, what you need to do next is to look at now which province has your skill set. Everybody has their own skill set. So if you're a teacher, you need to look which province is looking for your skill set. If you're a doctor, which province is looking for your skill set. Nova Scotia is getting a lot of doctors right now from the UK. Our family doctor is from Sheffield.
Wow.
So, yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, the Nigerian, and it's from so each province has what they are looking for. Ontario, they're looking for accountants, auditors. So what you need to do is find out which province needs your skill set. And what I can do is I'll send some links to Faith that she can put in the description of the video that will help you, find your skill set. Now in Canada, that skill set is called NOC code, right? And that NOC code is 4 digits. So for instance, my NOC code as a communication specialist is 1123. So what I will do is I'll start looking for provinces that need my skill set in demand. Not every province needs you. That's just the truth. So this stream is very province specific. Okay. Now, if you become successful, what that means is that you need to reside in that province and live in that province and add, value to that province. If a province nominates you and you become successful, you can't run away to another province. That's not the idea. The idea is that you stay in that particular province. And if you're successful, you come to Canada as a permanent resident. What happens is that in 3 years, you meet the criteria of a permanent residency. So you're paying your taxes, you don't go to jail, you're not a criminal. In 3 years, you'll be able to apply for your Canadian passport, your Canadian citizenship. The thing about the Provisional Nomination Program is that when you come here, you're going to have to start looking for a job. But you'll be looking for a job as a permanent resident, right? So you're almost a citizen. The only thing you cannot do is vote.
But you get the other benefits that citizens get. You just cannot vote for the first 3 years.
What are the requirements and eligibility for the provisional nomination that you just spoke about?
Okay, so there's the major criteria. Each province has their own different, but there's one that's, pans across all the provinces. You need that language proficiency exam. It's very important. So it could be French or English. Now, for a province like Quebec, Quebec is strictly French speaking. They go with the French language exam. I think it's called the TEF. But for majority of other provinces, you can have your IELTS or you can have the French exam.
Now, if you have two of them, if you're bilingual, you're going to put yourself in a really good position because Canada is bilingual. So if you can, study for, if you're English speaking and you can take time out to study for the French exam and get good scores, you're going to put yourself, in a very, very good spot. In fact, right now, one of the first jobs I got in Nova Scotia, the French speakers, the bilinguals were getting paid more.
So that's an incentive. I
Wow.
wish I could speak French. So
Wow.
that's an incentive. So the language proficiency exam, you cannot avoid it. Don't let anybody tell you. It is very important.
Number two, you must have some sort of post-secondary school education, right? Some sort of criteria. So it could be an HND or a bachelor's. The higher the qualification, the better. So if you get a master's, you get more points. If you have a PhD, you're up there. But it doesn't stop there with Canada. So if you have a master's, you need to send your master's to get evaluated. What this means is that there's a body in Canada that would analyze your master's, and then it will tell them whether your master's is equivalent to a Canadian one. A lot of people don't like this, but it's just what it is. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I went to evaluate my certificate and they said the certificate is not, comparable to a Canadian one. What that means is that you're not going to get any points for that certificate. Okay, so sometimes it happens because there are some schools, yes, that are not, accredited. So you need to get your certificate evaluated. If you send your application with just your, certificate without the evaluation certificate, they will send it back to you. Your application will be null and void. That evaluation is very, very important.
And then also you need to have the skilled work experience. So if you say you're coming here as a plumber, in Canada, jobs like that are taken very seriously. So that is like a skilled worker trade. You need to be able to show proof that you've been doing that job for at least 12 months. They'll ask for references from your previous employer, not a colleague now, your previous employer or HR person.
So it's not just as simple as saying, oh, I work as a healthcare worker. They will confirm, they will do their, so these are the major criteria. Now, once you meet this major criteria, you start looking at the provinces. For some provinces, they'll say they want the English exam, you need to get like a band 7.
Some provinces will say they want a band 9. Nova Scotia just invited some nurses 2 days ago. They wanted a band 9 in IELTS. I was shocked because a band 9 is a lot of work. Some provinces just want a band 4, a band 5. So it varies, but that is those three are the major criteria.
What I understand from what you're saying is that different provinces have their own criteria and requirements, and based on IELTS, they also have the band you're supposed to meet and all of that. So with some province it can be easier, while with some province it can be difficult, or I would say harder. Moving to my next question, how easy is it to get provisional nomination in Canada?
So what the provisional nomination is you apply to a province, so basically you're telling the province, I meet your criteria.
I know you guys need teachers. I meet the criteria. I've been a teacher. Here's my education. Here's my, and you send your application to the province. Now, if the province sees that you meet the criteria, they nominate you. What that nomination means is that you get 600 points. Now, 600 points just means you're one step ahead, closer to Canada. So once a province nominates you, right, it doesn't mean your application has been sorted. It just means you are very close. With that nomination, you now send a full, robust application to Immigration Canada. But hardly would you get rejected if you have a nomination from a province, because the nomination from a province shows that the province needs your skills. They have seen what you want, so they've nominated you. Now, once you get nominated and then you send in, your application, this is when you do your biometrics, you do your medical exams, you've sent in everything. 99% of the time, except you've lied on your application or they find out that you did some, hanky-panky somewhere, your application will be approved and then you get a permanent residency, a PR. Now that PR means you can come to Canada and work and live in Canada as a permanent resident. Your PR is valid for 5 years, but in 3 years you can get your Canadian visa. Suffice you meet some criteria. Make sure you don't get arrested. Make sure you're paying your taxes and you're filing your taxes. Very, very important in Canada. And then you have to have been in Canada for a number of years. So some people will just come, drop their family and go for months. That you might not be eligible for the citizenship. They want to see that you've been in country for 3 years straight.
Okay.
Yep.
So, for those who are interested in this provisional nomination, how best would you advise them to go about this provisional nomination? You've been in Canada for so long, so I'm sure you have some tips and tricks that you can throw out there to help people who are interested in this.
My number one tip is make sure you meet the criteria. A lot of people don't want to write the exam.
You have to write it. That's a long, you just have to write it. So if you meet these 3 criteria now, then the next thing is you find out what I said earlier, your NOC code. Faith would, I'll give her the description, the link to put in the description of the video. You need to find that out. Is with this 4-digit code that you will find out which province is looking for you, which province needs your skill set. And once you find this out, you just start applying. In fact, for some people that have very good NOC codes, like the people in finance, Ontario needs them, Saskatchewan needs them, Alberta needs them. So if you're one of these people, you can just apply to all of these provinces, to make to improve your chances. And you just wait for them to get back. To get back to you really is that easy, but you need to meet the criteria.
So how many years experience do they expect you to have before you can be able to get provisional nomination?
You need at least 12 months full-time experience, and this experience has to be paid. So 1 year, 12 months, and it has to be a paid experience. So volunteer work will not help you here.
It's so easy. A lot of people in Nigeria have years of experience working in finance. So this is the final advice to tell people who are interested in moving to Canada.
It's really not for the faint-hearted. It's for people that are very, very determined. I wrote the IELTS exam 3 times. It was frustrating. It cost money. Back then in Nigeria, I think it was like 75,000 naira. I wrote it three times in 3 months because I was like, I have to pass this thing. I have to get it. And I was so determined. Yes, I was so determined. I hear people, they just give up halfway. It's not, if you hear people's stories, it's not easy, but it is doable. So you have to be extremely determined. Rejections will come. You apply to one province, they'll say, oh, we don't need you. You cry, you get up, you pray, you apply to the next one, and you just keep it will come, but it takes time.
And you just have to be full of hope and faith.
Yeah. Wow. All right, thank you so much,
Habiba, for coming on my channel to share your insights and the information you have. I'm really appreciative. Okay, thank you, girl. So guys, if you have not subscribed to Habiba's channel, what are you waiting for? Head to her page at Bibas Canadian's Journey. Subscribe to her channel so you can get more information. If you're interested in migrating to Canada, then you need to subscribe to her channel because she posts different information on how to migrate to Canada, and I'm sure you don't want to miss any of our videos. So head to her YouTube channel right now and subscribe to the channel. Okay, Thank you so much, girl, for coming on this channel, and I really appreciate you. And guys, we have come to the end of this video. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not, and tell me what you think in the comment section. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.